Okay. So I was gonna look up some stuff about Boogie, trying to get updated on him. Because after the fight that him and Wings had, I was trying to find a spot to kind of look into what he's done as of late. And I think it's weird that Tons of Fun here is got a documentary. Now the guy that did the documentary, Mike Clum. Now, I've never seen Mike Clum's stuff. This documentary was definitely eye-opening and really good. It's a very good compression of everything that's happened. And it kind of falls in line of what he's like to today. It's sad. Every bit of it's sad. And I mean, in the fact that it seems like he's still a manipulative... Yeah. Seems like he's still a manipulative piece of shit. Now, I'm saying this with all kindness in my heart. Don't go bothering him. His life is clearly miserable. He's got a super young, impressionable 20-year-old who is definitely sharing in his delusions. She thinks, and I'm saying this, I guess, openly, she thinks she cares. I think she comes from, I think it comes from a good heart, but I think she just doesn't understand. And Boogie is definitely capitalizing on that. And I think it's horrible. There's always a thing you can tell with people how much they care about somebody when the first thing they want to tell you is how great sex is. That's the only thing that bugs the hell out of me. Is when you hear somebody's relationship and their first thing is, oh, we have sex all the time. I told a buddy of mine that. I was like, as long as you keep telling people and your thought process is the sex is good, they're an object and they're no longer a relationship to you. And that still goes today. Pretty sure the person's still doing it. So I was looking up Boogie stuff after the fight, and it was more recently because I was doing my video with Call of Duty. And I started thinking, I was like, you know what, I didn't want to do a third video on Wings, at least not anytime soon. But why not do something talking about Boogie? And I thought, I wanted to get a little update on him. Well, the update, like I said, I'm going to try to get everything linked below, but I'm definitely going to get the channel linked below. But like I said, Mike Clum, he did amazing. And it just shows how dark and manipulative he really is and how terrible of a person he honestly, deep down, was. And we just don't see that with YouTubers. You always have people that are always doing... You see the good YouTubers. That's really the ones that everybody goes to flock to. You got your Mr. Beast, Markiplier, all those bigger YouTubers that grow with YouTube. They actually adapt to the environment. And people like Boogie don't. They just complain. They bitch. They fail at everything and refuse to actually stand up for themselves on that. They like to stay as the victim. They refuse to, lack of better words, repent. They don't try to do better. They get on camera and all they do is bitch about every little thing in their life that they haven't done better. Parts of the documentary actually show where he's trying to do a job interview. I think it's fake because the way she even states it, if you had a real interview, what would you do? And he talks about how he did porn or he worked in the industry, that he's a felon. Now, these are obviously true statements, but there's not much. When you have so many negative spots on your record, you're not going to really be able to get a job. And this was a temp job to try to help him. Like somebody like me who does YouTube on the side, this is not a primary thing and I don't get paid. He's the opposite. This is what makes his money, and trying to get a job is just him trying to make extra money. And now he's got another mouth to feed, which probably helps him out a lot. She apparently does all the fucking work for him, which is, like I said, I've seen people like this, and they're manipulated into thinking that they like what they're doing, when in reality, they just want to help somebody. Now, like I said, I think she's super fucking gone. I think this is who she's going to stay with. She's going to fight tooth and nail to justify the relationship. And I think I am not the only one that's speaking on behalf. Yeah, it's cool that he's happy, but I think it's under negative reasons. The word eludes me on what I'm trying to say, but I think it's not a good thing, in my opinion. I don't think it's a good idea. Not to mention the age difference is disgusting. I don't think that's a hot take. I think everybody can kind of agree that he is definitely... there's a power dynamic somewhere. Now, I'm coming from understanding selling cards, being in that environment, being a gamer, being a card collector, Magic especially. Like a lot of these boxes you see they're just full of Magic cards. And I still twice a year like to buy a bundle box twice a year I buy a box. and I'll open them for myself. I don't do them on camera and stuff because I don't really think a lot of people are going to care that I'm opening up a box. But I think it's pretty obvious he's doing really bad right now. So he spent a lot of money essentially trying to go to the fight that he made 10 grand off of, win or lose. And spoiler alert, it didn't matter. He basically broke even. He's not good with his money. He admits a little bit of it that he said when he had his ex-wife that she did a lot of the money for him, managing the money. But as somebody that has to manage their own money, I don't have a wife and I have a girlfriend that's going to manage this shit for me. I manage everything myself. I have a job. I have a full-time job, and I make apparently as of now, I make more than he does. And I don't have a super pricey house. I don't live in the suburbs like he does. I live out in the fucking sticks. We got lucky that the internet was brought out here. Not to mention just overall, I made sure that I was able to afford double what I have. So if I had a very bad issue, something come up, I could cut a lot of these extras off and go get a job with half the money. It would suck, and I'd probably lose weight eating banquet meals, but I would make ends meet. He's not doing that. He's still going out and eating. He's still doing a lot of expenses to try to, and I hate when people say, oh, I want to feel normal too. When I was broke and paycheck to paycheck, believe me, I understand you want to do stuff. You just can't. So unless you use all your old rehashed cards to go play Magic, you shouldn't be paying $30. You got friends coming over once a week? Don't buy the food. Y'all can play Magic that way. I mean, these are simple, easy things he can do, and he just refuses to do them, and he wants to stay perpetually in a downfall. I guess because this is the only way he's going to make views at the even any at this point. Basically, it's the Wings of Redemption idea where at least a negative view is still a view, which I think is ignorant as all can get out. This is your way of life. I think the overall problem is I've seen like the friends that he brings over for the Magic the Gathering, fun games, stuff like that. I used to have a group. I bought this house mainly to support my group of friends. We don't hang out anymore, but overall, it was supposed to have extra rooms, a bigger living room. This space was going to be for gaming. And, well, let's just say that just didn't work out. But I know what type of people he hangs out with by seeing them. And when you are all recluses, you're social outcasts, you're all, we have a magic store. Well, I say magic store. We have a card shop in our town, too. And it's a carbon copy. You could have told me that they were filming on location here, and I would think it was the same people. I'm not here to make fun of those people. They are definitely social outcasts, and I being one of them at one point, I definitely opened up who I am a lot more when I got rid of some terrible friends who try to act like me making bad jokes was bad. A lot of people helped me kind of open up myself to being more, not charismatic, just more open to who I am, just joking and saying horrible jokes on top of that. That's a big thing about it. And I think that's where he probably doesn't understand. He doesn't understand social cues. Don't say stupid shit. And that's where he fails at. I think I'm rambling on about a whole lot of it, but I thought it was kind of ironic when I was looking up stuff for Boogie. He actually had a full documentary came out. I've said that probably twice now, but I think it's ironic that everything I was going to say, I completely forgot he had that girlfriend that was clearly nothing going on behind the eyes. She's definitely lost, and she's crying for half the video because he is definitely manipulating and making her feel sad. This is how it looks to me. Now, don't go, attacking him or getting on his channel and saying anything. Don't harass him. Obviously, he gets enough negative backlash on his own, especially being a fence sitter. At least with anybody else, you should back up what you say, but he don't. He sits on the fence. He's paid for hookers. He's done all these things that blow money, but he never had he never had it where he knew that he was going to have this the rest of his life. He saw the trickle down. He saw the numbers were going down. He just refused to try to adapt to it. In fact, to make it worse, he cried more and more. The more you cry, the more you whine, the less people want to help you. You have to be willing to help yourself. And when he was actually helping himself, he started growing a little bit more. The views started going up, and he started actually doing a little bit better. Not anymore. It's fucking over with. In my opinion, I don't think he's ever going to get back up there. He will lose the house. He will lose everything that he's built up because he refuses to grow as a person. I'm not going to even say it was bad takes that really ruined his career. I think overall, just him as a person. He overexposed himself. He never spoke on topics and defended a topic. He was always on the fence saying, well, and I get this. No, there is no I get this, I understand that. you have to back up what you're saying. If you have a defense, like you are on a topic, say, and I don't bring up political stuff, or I don't plan on ever bringing up political stuff or anything that's in the news and stuff like that, because I think I'm just not heavy enough politically to have a defense on it. If you're not going to be able to defend what you're talking about, then you have no reason to talk about it. Or, at least if you're going to try to find a medium, you better make damn sure you make sense. And he doesn't. He just kind of lazily agrees with both sides. And now I think with the ending threw me off. He decided to do shrooms. That threw me the fuck off, and I don't know how that's going to help him. He's acting like he's about to get back to enjoying things again. I think this is another stunt where he says he's going to do something. It's supposed to make him feel better, and then he goes right back to crying and whining and saying he's never going to make it, and he's going to lose his house again. So we'll see in about 4 months, because he wasn't even compensated for the documentary either. But yeah, I'm going to link everything below that I know how to do. But overall, it just seems like he's never going to grow up. He's never going to grow up. He's never going to advance from this. He's just going to keep going down. And unfortunately, he's brought somebody else with him that's going to go down with him. And this is probably going to leave her kind of scarred, because you got a guy you're dating that's pretty much dying from a list of illnesses that he posted. But overall, yeah, that's what I got from this documentary and from him as a person anyway. And that's about all I got to say about that. So yeah, y'all have a good one.